Hey everybody, so this is our daily astrology weather forecast for the 2nd of October 2024, and we have a very important new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra at 10 degrees. So anything you have around 10 degrees, 5 degrees on either side, whew, this is an interesting one. This is falling within the axes of you versus me, partnership versus autonomy. This is the central balance point to our existence, our archetypal existence. So there's a lot going on here in terms of new beginnings, because we have those new beginnings at the South Node. We have the superior conjunction of Mercury to the Sun. There's an awakening, clearing here, a coming to light, because we have a completeness of information or fullness of facts, or meeting here of two very central modes of personal expression that are giving birth to a new cycle. Mercury and the Sun is superior conjunction. It's at the South Node. So there's this flushing, this pushing out or pushing away of the old, the karmic, the stupid, what it is that we recycle. And we're like, oh, I'm going to have another go at this. Oh, what? Wait. I got this last time. So there's this awakening to how we've been screwing ourselves within relationships. How do we throw off the balance of the nature of the relationships that we build through dragging in these cyclical, habitual patterns that may have served us at one time? I mean, these were good coping mechanisms at one time. But we have to understand how what we go back to may not be healthy. What we snap back to in times of stress, or what we employ to get something, our means, our measures, does that actually result in the kind of balance, harmony, cooperation, and ultimately enjoyment of relationships that we're really looking for? So we've had this building awareness here since April of last year, 2023, when we had this eclipse axis really, had eclipses begin in this particular axis, and this continues till 2025. Spring of 2025 is when we wrap up this, April of 2025? March of 2025, we wrap up this particular cycle of me versus you. So we really need to plant seeds of harmony, cooperation. This is where we can achieve a balance point here in Libra, because the conclusions we come to, the kind of conversations that we can initiate, what we plant right now can result in the most beautiful fruit, because we're planting it in new soil. We've had this week to flush out the toxins, the built up salt, the old fertilizers and pieces of whatever has been in our fertile ground, in our soil. And there's this replenishment now with the superior conjunction of Sun, Mercury, and we're planting very large seeds deep in this new, flushed, fertile, inviting soil. But because it's a large seed, we have to plant it deeply. We have to make sure that it gets a good grip. That's what happens with eclipses. We have a period of darkness. We have a period where something has been planted, but it has a period of gathering of gathering energy. So things are yet coming to light. Where at a typical new moon, we have a faster emergence of a seed. Something that we began, something we planted. It comes up quicker, we can see results faster, but it takes a little bit longer here with a solar eclipse, because we have this darkness. So as this month progresses, we get closer to the full moon in Aries, we have this building, burgeoning. Not just awareness, but capability. Capability. Because we've had this lesson that we've been focusing on here. How do we balance autonomy with cooperation so it's a win-win? This is what we come to. How can it be a win-win? When we are in an unbalanced situation, when we haven't done our personal work, when we are not in partnership, real partnership, then we are in a lose-lose, or we feel like we're blocked at all ends, or we're screwed either way, or, no matter what I do, and, it's going to suck for me. So we feel like we are faced with multiple dead ends, multiple negative choices, and we just have to pick the one that sucks the least. It's the marker of a karmic relationship. It's a marker of a relationship where we are relating to each other out of trauma, cyclical patterns. We don't know what we want. We're stuck in codependency. We're carrying someone else's karma. We're just screwed no matter what we do. And so we have to pick the choice that sucks the least. And this is familiar to us in relationships. And so we're coming out of this paradigm here and coming into this awareness that no. It should be a win-win. If we're not in harmony, if we're not in cooperation, if we're not in partnership, then we aren't really for each other. We aren't for each other. We aren't in support of each other. We don't belong with each other. We are not compatible with each other. So this support of who we are as individuals within relationship, we're both in agreement that you are fabulous. I love you the way that you are. The way that you are, when you come to me in your healed, healthy state, and I come to you in my healed, healthy, autonomous, complete state, the way that we are fits. It makes sense. And we can reach this balance point where it's a win-win. It's always a win-win because we're for each other. We are not against each other. There's not this constant pull to get our peace because there's this type of denial, this immaturity. So we've had this opportunity to come out of emotionally immature patterns within relationships that require cooperation and harmony in the first place. So we're not just trying to get ours, we're trying to balance so we can realize that everything can be ours together. So I will pop in later today and talk more about this because it's a very complex new moon, and it's something that is giving rise to this window of ascension into a new paradigm of living where we don't go into relationships with the expectation of loss or of self-abandonment. We go in with the expectation of being enriched and having abundance rather than this cyclical experience of just added poverty or weight or burden. When we're in relationships that work for us because we're in a healed, healthy, autonomous state, we're making good decisions for ourselves about who we're with, those relationships will enrich our lives and contribute to our abundance. All right, so I've got one question here from Joelle. I'll take this question, then I'm going to sign off here. Your Moon-Venus conjunction in Virgo, conjunct your partner's sun. Well, nothing wrong with that. Moon-Venus together is a very pleasing emotional state. Either one of those in conjunction with the other person's sun is going to be very good. So there's a similarity here when it comes to expression. So what you as the Moon Venus person, very sensitive, more receptive emotional state of being, what you're looking for in terms of the outward expression of a partner, that is going to be right on with that conjunct to the other person's sun. So the outer, the behavior, the personal expression of the sun person is very soothing and very much in concert with the needs and the wants of the Moon Venus person. So any good aspect between that combination of Moon Venus, because we are desiring a high level of comfort and security and harmony in a relationship. I mean, our emotional state is going to just be wildly off if we do not have that sense of cooperation going on. That's easier to achieve when you have that essential sameness of personal expression. When you have a conjunction or any good aspect between the sun and the moon, Venus and the sun, it also denotes a lot of sharing the same types of leisure activities with the conjunction of sun and Venus, preferences. Good stuff here. Nothing to complain about with that conjunction. All right, guys, so I'll leave you with that. I'll check in with you later today. I'll probably pop into Instagram at some point as well. And happy new moon.